Hello and welcome to Bendy, a podcast about being flexible in all of the ways that means. Thanks for joining us. My name is Andy Young and I'm one of your nutritious, compostable hosts. Joining me as always is our other nutritious and compostable host, Beth Martin. Beth, a pleasure as always. What's the crack?
Sorry, what was the second word?
Compostable as in like suitable for creating compost out of, yeah.
Yes. You actually do compost though, don't you?
Yeah, I mean like probably not fully intentionally, but yes, kind of.
You're just like, we kind of just rot food anywhere.
Yeah. This is the kind of garbage pile that gets covered in a tarpaulin, and it's compost. So yeah. We compost. That's right. Yeah.
There you go. I have so I might sound funny because I'm really going to work on my enunciation, but I have both upper and lower braces now for foreseeable future, and I feel it. Do I sound different?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, I mean like
I'll overly enunciate.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
Even if it means cutting my own mouth with these metal things. This is how much I love you all.
Exactly. It's the sacrifice you're going to make for the show.
That's right.
And I said to Beth just before we started that I would have to start teasing her. Like my hands are tied. I really have to. So, but I would save it for the podcast. So
yes. And then I showed him my mouth, and he was like, "Oh God." So for those of you that are watching on YouTube, like this is what's happening on here. Right now.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. We'll have to video clip that one for sure.
Yeah.
So
I'll put my readers on for that.
Yeah.
Give you the full experience.
That's the one that's going to take us to the moon, this video clip of your braces.
So, I'm reading an actual physical paper book.
Uh-huh. Ooh.
Yes.
Okay, you.
I know. It's like, I have 22 hours left of Barbra Streisand. I'm not kidding.
And
we're into like 1982, and she's finally making Yentl, and this is where it's at.
That's just the final 10%. This 22 hours, yeah.
Apparently, I don't know. More taco sandwiches, etc. But so I was like, I want to like, what do I really love reading? And it's like rock autobiographies. So I've done like all of Motley Crue's that they've written.
Yeah.
Like Patti Smith's Just Kids about her friendship with Robert Mapplethorpe, the BDSM S&M photographer, is so good.
Oh, okay.
Like, the Rolling Stones, my buddy Keith from the Stones. Like I wasn't a Rolling Stones fan until I read his. So I'm reading Dave Grohl's The Storyteller.
Yeah.
And I'm really enjoying it.
Okay, I've heard it's good.
He's just like, I didn't know. Well, there's a lot I didn't know. I didn't know that he wasn't from like Seattle, and wasn't like, I didn't know he didn't have like he's had no formal training. He had one lesson.
Oh, interesting.
For drums, and the thing that because he was like playing on his pillows at home, and his mom was like, okay, like let's get you a lesson, and the guy was like, your drumsticks need to be flipped around, and like he was playing them backwards.
Wow.
He was like, why wouldn't you use a bigger end for like more noise, right?
Love it.
And that was like the only lesson he had, and then ended up getting his own kit, and so I'm sort of in the infancy, but he kind of goes in and out of present time, being a father and being a parent, and like watching his kids kind of develop their own musical passions, and then back as him as a child, and like playing hockey and having girlfriends, and then like really falling in love with music and drums and like the punk rock scene.
Yeah.
That then morphed into what became grunge.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
is he like Midwesterner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I'd heard that
Illinois.
before. Okay.
So
wow.
It's really good. I highly recommend it.
Okay.
If anyone else wants to get out there and read a paper book made of paper that you hold with your hands.
No, thank you. I actually have like a pile of.
You're like, I don't even have hands.
Yeah. I have such a big pile of paper books sitting beside my bed, and I so rarely read them because like it's easier to just, the Kindle's just right there, and it's just so much easier, and I can read it in the dark, and it makes me sleepier which is helpful. So
Uh-huh.
but again, there's lots of ones I'm really keen to read, so I really need to like prioritize some of them in the future. I was thinking about like, I don't think I've read many rock autobiographies, but whenever I watched Get Back, was it a couple of Christmases
Oh
ago?
yeah, I never watched that, and you were like, you need
Oh,
to.
Beth, it's so good.
Getting
Like I
out
mean, I don't.
my little red crayon
Yeah,
right here, and I'm writing it
yeah.
down.
It's like I would say I was
Is it
like
about the
I respect.
Beatles?
It is about the Beatles. It's
Okay.
basically it's documentary footage from them recording their what turned out to be their final album, and I would say I didn't. I was like fine with the Beatles, but I would say I came out of it loving the Beatles and like really respecting them even more. And off the back of that, my friend lent me a book. I think it was called The Beatles in Time. No, I think Now and Then, The Beatles in Time, and it was a kind of a an overview of their like career and their lives, but like just kind of like cherry picking individual sort of sections of their life in really interesting ways. And it was such a compelling read. And I think that was one of the few sort of band, not technically an autobiography or even a biography because it was about the band itself,
Hmm.
but that was the only sort of book like that I've read, and I loved it. So it's an area I really need to look into.
I
Like I've
mean,
read,
they're
uh
like sex, drugs, and rock and roll. There's nothing
yeah,
like it, and they literally that's what it is.
because
That's the
there's
genre.
one of the Motley Crue ones in particular I know is quite famous because they make a film out of it.
Did it?
I can't remember the name of it, but yes, but like I have read biographies, but it's been like I can't remember the last one I read, but I read like Dennis Rodman's biography.
Whoa.
I know in the 90s because I was a big Chicago Bulls. Well, I was kind of really into the NBA, and like obviously
That was
in the
like the
90s,
time. That was the
that was the
time.
time. That was the
Yep.
time of the Bulls.
Yep.
And Rodman was such an interesting figure. So like, and he had like a fairly interesting life and some pretty wild relationships.
Carmen
So
Electra,
yeah, Madonna.
Madonna. Yeah.
I can't remember the rest. Those are the only two that really come to mind. But very sort of very interesting stuff. But yeah,
He
no, that's
played the
cool.
same time as Michael Jordan, right?
He did. He played on the same team with him. I don't think. Well, no, I was going to say. I think for the entirety of whenever they were winning championships, he was mostly there. Yeah.
I think, yeah, I'm trying to figure. Did he go to the Olympics? What an interesting,
I
totally an
don't.
interesting dude.
Yes, a very interesting dude. In both the good and bad ways.
Yeah, yeah.
That means Um, but yeah, it's something. It's like I think I've talked to you before. Whenever I like think about books, I just kind of I don't know. I don't have a type of book I read. I just kind of read whatever's kind of interesting to me at the moment, or like has just come into my life in some sort of odd way.
Hmm.
Because I finally started reading a China Melville. I'm butchering his name, I'm sure. A China Melville book recently called Perdido Street Station, and I had heard his stuff was interesting. A lot of his stuff had been turned into like TV shows or movies, and I'd heard he was an author that was worth reading. So it's just like, okay, no idea it's in store for me here. A name like Perdido Street Station, I was thinking this is going to be some sort of drama, set around a train station as the focal point of a town or whatever. In fact, it's a really kind of quite crunchy fantasy book with a
Okay.
very kind of unique fantasy sort of setting. Like, I mean, it's like got some of the hallmarks you would associate with your traditional fantasy books, but really its own thing and really kind of great characterization and really compelling characters. So I'm really digging that at the minute. It's really I can't wait to read it in the evenings, which is always nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, I that was like a goal for me, was like this summer I'm going to read more books. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing it. I'm doing it.
Good for you.
Yeah, cuz it's like I don't I I'm like I do all the wrong things, right? For an insomniac, like I look at my phone before I fall asleep. I
Ooh,
get on
yeah,
Reddit. I like go down the wormhole of like, what happened to that person in college,
yeah.
right? and like turn on my private investigator brain for like
Oh.
3 hours. So
And that really helps with sleep, right?
I know, right? So it's like I need, right? So I need to develop and use like the coping mechanisms that I know work
Yeah.
for calming down my nervous system at night and falling the fuck to sleep.
That reminds me though, because I think I wore them. One of the episodes, those blue light glasses have been helping
Yes.
me for sure.
Okay.
So it might be worth looking into. I don't think
Okay.
it would,
When do you
a
put them
magic bullet.
on?
Probably about like I try to get to bed between like 10 and 11, so I'm maybe putting them on a couple of hours before bed, so like between 8 and 9, that sort of thing.
I tried sunglasses. I remember at one point I was going to a sleep consultant and they were like, yeah, like around 5 o'clock, just put your sunglasses on so your brain starts to think like, but it's just like being in the house wearing sunglasses is kind of weird.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and I mean, like, people will make fun of you.
Right. I already have braces, Andy.
I mean,
come on.
yeah, this is true. Exactly. You don't need to add on to that. I mean, though, but like, you'll know that you're super cool because you're wearing sunglasses.
Obviously,
so.
they wrote a song about it.
Exactly. So, like, you just have to weigh those things up,
What's the crack with you?
Yeah, so I guess nothing too exciting recently. I have been. Oh, I know something. So I have collected now. Drum roll. £655 for my sponsored walk.
Good job.
Thank you. I'm really happy with that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. I know. I was really and I was worried about my goal was £250, so I have blown through that very handily, which is nice. So I'm really happy with that, and I'm just starting to gear up for it. And like people are asking me questions like, so what's been your longest training walk so far? And I'm like, like I don't know, like 30 minutes or so.
But having done the golden retriever walk with you,
yes.
with the 2 golden retrievers that pull so hard that you're like changing the polarity and the force of like they are insanely. That's training. That's training.
That is training. And I definitely do longer walks than half an hour, but like I have. So like and more throughout it, I would say on an average day I would do between 10 and 15K anyway. So it's like it's not that big.
Like no, it's what, double that?
Yeah, triple I think. But it's fine.
As long as you have snacks.
Exactly. And I'm gonna make like some buns and stuff for it, so I should be well set up for it. The other thing I was gonna mention. I was going to save this for bringing me joy, but I've got something else for that. So I watched, and I've been excited for this, Richard Linklater's most recent movie. So Linklater does like Dazed and Confused.
Oh, okay.
He did like Bernie, all those things.
Is it Hitman?
Yes.
Okay.
Have you watched it?
I tried it last night, but it was like the wrong audience, which was my children.
I see. Yeah, no, that's definitely not a kids movie, I don't think at all. But I loved it. Actually, I've got to say I stopped it after half an hour just because I was a bit distracted, and then I came back to it an hour later, and I just was pulled so hard into it. I really loved it. Like Glen Powell, who is the main star of it. I wasn't like super fussed on him initially, like as in like in Top Gun and whatnot, but I am fully on board the Glen Powell train now.
I appreciate that he kind of went a different direction because Tom Cruise heartthrob, there's that whole like action hero, cool hot guy, what, and he's like, no,
how can I be weird? He's so weird and nerdy, and it's great.
So I appreciate that. And like I saw an interview with him where he's basically just kind of like, I think it was on the red carpet it might have been for Hitman actually. And his parents were behind him holding up signs that were like, stop making Glen Powell cool.
I've heard about this. You're not trying to make Glen Powell a thing.
Okay, right. Like trying to make Glen Powell happen or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was
it's
like that to me is like okay, like don't take yourself. He doesn't seem to take himself too seriously,
No,
and like
I think
he's on a crazy ride. He gets it,
yeah,
So make it fun
absolutely. And I think I
and
know.
do it
So
with the
yeah, no, I
people that like you love.
exactly. So I think I know. So it was really nice. Like so, he was great, and it was I really enjoyed it. And like it's another reminder for me how much I really need to go back and explore so many of the like later films that I haven't seen. Like
Yeah.
the whole like Sunset trilogy or
Mm-hmm.
Sunrise trilogy. I've not seen any of them, and hear they're incredible. Like his animated projects over the past few like 10, 15 years are supposed to be fantastic. Because like things like Boyhood, for example, like nobody's doing stuff like that. Like, and even the Sunrise or the Sunrise trilogy or whatever the hell it's called, nobody is doing that, which is like filming movies 10, 15 years apart and about the same characters and where they're at in their lives. It's
Yes.
just fantastic stuff. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
I need to get onto
No,
that.
definitely love him as a director.
Yeah, no, he's fantastic. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's it. I actually have a new feature. It's maybe going to be semi irregular, I guess.
Semi
Uh,
irregular.
that's confusing, right? It's irregular feature.
Uh-huh.
It's called Andy's Down with the Streets, and it's about. Uh, and because I have talked in
Please
the past,
explain.
I have talked in the past about new slang terms that I've found and how much I enjoy them, right?
Yes. Yes.
And and it occurred to me I have mentioned them on the podcast in the past, but I'm
But
thinking that they deserve their own kind of little
well,
corner,
you're using
perhaps.
things, yeah, like you were like, "Oh yeah," and my fit was and
Yeah,
then I
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
googled it and you were like, "Yeah, if no one knows like it means your outfit for the day, basically
Yeah.
like
And I should have explained
your
fit at the time.
OOTD." And I was like,
Yeah, yeah,
"What the
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
is he talking about?" And then like one of the kids' friends came over and she was like, "Check my fit out." And I was like, "Damn it, Andy. You're so with it."
Like I feel like I only come
You're
across this
like
stuff when
with
it's like,
you're as hip as the fourth graders.
yeah, well, I like, thank you. That's all I ask for. But the one I've discovered recently, and I feel like this is something like so much of the stuff that I come across slang wise is like 5 to 6 years old at least. So it's like
Oh, great.
already,
It's
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 already like
peaked.
being cool is way down right in the sewer, and that's when Andy digs it
You're like, "Oh,
out,
the word
shines it off,
rad."
and goes, "Oh, okay." So the one I've discovered over the past week is the term cap. And
Cap.
the term cap is used to describe something dishonest. So if I was to say,
Oh.
I'm like a global rock star with international acclaim, that would be cap, right? But if I was to say, actually, I just rock in a much more general sense and I'm totally cool, that would be no cap because that's all objectively true, right?
Okay. So lying is cap.
Lying is cap, honesty is no
No
cap.
cap.
Yeah,
Where did you learn this?
on a
Who?
podcast.
Okay. Were they explaining it or did they just use it and you were like, what the fuck are they talking about?
They were using it to kind of make fun of the guest, which I quite enjoyed. It's one of my favorite podcasts. So and I just had to look it up because then with the way they talked about it, I kind of got what they were saying or what it meant, but I didn't understand it at first. And I was just like, oh, I have to look this up. So yeah, so that's this week's Andy's Down with the Streets. As I say, it's going to be an irregular feature. I hope you enjoyed it. Come back for more if you want to, like, as I say, stay hip, stay young. Andy's the guy to go to, right?
So that's so no cap, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's no cap. That's no cap. Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
I like it. Let's make it a
Thanks.
feature. Semi
Okay, perfect.
semi regularly.
Semi-regular feature, yeah. So do you have any occurring
I don't. Not for
for
this
this week?
week.
I don't think I do either.
Actually, no. Someone gave us 2 stars on our podcast.
Woo woo.
Because I put like on the website, I was like, leave a review, and they were like 2 stars, and I was like,
Thanks.
someone left us a review. But the ones like on the main platforms, people like us. So.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Reviews are review. It's getting attention.
Someone
That's
actually
all it
went
is.
to our website, went to the page, clicked on it, and clicked submit.
Oh, so they left a review on the
Yes,
website?
on the
Wow.
website.
Did
Right?
did they actually write anything?
No, they just gave us 2 stars.
Amazing. Okay, sweet.
But that
Alrighty.
in marketing terms, like that's
That's engagement.
that's engagement.
Yep.
So
I'll do.
there you go. That'll
That's all I'm
do.
looking for. That'll do.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
That'll
What
do.
about
That's
what about
exactly what I
you?
was thinking.
Do you have? I know.
No, I don't think I have anything really. No, I don't really have anything at the minute. No, no, no. I think we can maybe
This is going to be a
think.
weird. This is going to be. I'm interested to see how this one goes.
Yeah. So, so finally we're getting there. For our topic this week. So we talked about, we had a quiz episode before. We had a good time with it. So
So
we're going
fun.
to kind of mash those things together. Have a bit of a quiz episode, a bit of a kind of chat about food. This week's episode is called Regional Food Fight. And it's kind of going to be, well, I mean, how we pitched it when we talked about it was kind of like Irish food versus the world, right? And if any of you are from Ireland, Northern Ireland, you'll know that that's going to be a disaster for Ireland, because our food is notoriously terrible. I'm gonna get in so much trouble for that. It's fine. But it's just about general, like, and like, I was able to like flummox Beth with some of our slang terms last time, so we're maybe going to try that again. Then we're just going to talk about some of the food that is here and that we know in the rest of the world.
Yeah, and America doesn't really have, not to say terrible food, but it's hard, like so much of our food that's terrible is so well known. So I had to go international.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
some of it's going to be gross.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I mean, like, I've had some pretty gross food.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, I think, shall we start off with...
Yeah, just
we've
throw
talked
one
about...
out.
Okay, so what we're going to do is I just want to take like a true and a false on these. So I've got some like names here, and I want Beth to tell me if she thinks they're food or not, essentially. So we just go one at a time. So I'll do one, you do one.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So the first one I have for you is barmbrack.
Barmbrack food.
Food, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Damn it.
Haha.
All right, I'm not going to lie beside that from a few.
Can I guess what it is?
Yeah.
Is it like a breaded something?
You're not. You're very. Yes, it
like bread in a can?
No.
Okay.
There probably is some sort of version of it that's in a can. It's kind of like a fruit loaf, so it's kind of like bread with, like, I think cherries and raisins and stuff in it. But
okay.
Yeah. Nice. Good work.
Thank you. So 1
Okay,
point for me.
1 point for you, yeah.
1 point for the USA.
Boo.
Andy's a really sore loser already.
Furious.
Okay. Okay. Rocky Mountain oysters.
True. I know what they are.
Shit. Okay.
They're bull testicles.
They are bull testicles.
You know.
Did you? Can I have a little piece of trivia for you?
Uh-huh.
That there's actually something called the Testicle Festival.
Oh no.
and it's not. They don't just limit it to bowls. They just kind of batter and fry. So Rocky Mountain oysters are bull testicles in the Rocky Mountain region, but yeah, Illinois has the Testicle Festival, and they like batter and fry all like turkey testicles and whatever, anything that has testicles, which are most mammals. They will batter and fry and eat.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how I found out about these was I watched a show. I may have told you about it. There's a show called The English that I watched about a year ago. It was like a revisionist Western type thing. I really loved it. Emily Blunt's in it, and
love her.
Yeah, she's fantastic. It's a really good show. Anybody likes the sound of that, I recommend it a lot. But in one of the early episodes, Kieran Hines is in it, and he, and I'm pretty certain the actor himself, because you see him set a plate of these down in front of Emily Blunt, and he picks one up and he eats it, and they look very real. And he seems like he's having a hard time. And they're like raw, they are not cooked at all. And he is having a hard time chewing through it, but he chews it and he eats it. And I'm like, shit, that looked. He is a great actor, but that was very, very convincing. So I think he might have actually done it.
There was a scene in The Revenant with Leo DiCaprio where he eats, I can't remember what, the heart of something.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like but he's a vegetarian or vegan or something. And so they created this like vegetarian version. And he was like, it's just no, like, I'm going to actually eat the actual heart or whatever. And he did it. And he was like, I would never do that again. So.
Gross. I didn't know he was vegetarian. Okay, interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay, next one.
Okay, cheeseburger Oreos. Food or not food?
Not food.
Sure, you're right.
Nice. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I need to get you one. So, coddle.
Coddle. Food.
Shit. I mean, correct. Congratulations.
Part of it is like I know your tells.
Oh shit! Really? Oh no. Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay. What is it?
So coddle.
Can I guess?
Is
okay.
like,
Let me guess. It's a kind of fish.
No.
Okay.
It's like a kind of a stew. It's a kind of a version of like it's like a one pot stew type thing.
Okay.
I think it's like pork or beef.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember honestly, but yeah. All right, nuts. All right, so we are like two for two. Okay, we're doing well so far.
Yeah, I'm keeping score. So.
Okay.
All right, so stinkhead.
Yes, it is a food.
Shit, it is a food.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, so stinkhead is from Alaska. And it's the fermented head of a king salmon buried underground for a few weeks and eaten as like a mush.
It's like those. Isn't it like Iceland where they like they have store shark meat in urine for like a month underground as well, and then eat that?
Yes.
Horrifying.
Yes. That's on my list too. Which you don't get a point for, but it's like rotting basking shark that they ferment in urine.
Yeah. Okay. Donnybrook.
Not food.
Fuck. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you. Wait, where are we at?
You've had three. You got three so far. I'm marking Y or N beside any of these.
What is it though?
A Donnybrook is a like slang term for a fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good at this. I'm really good at this game. Okay. Danny DeVito chocolate bar.
True?
No!
Shit.
Made up.
I mean, it seems like the sort of thing that he would have a hand in.
So I get a point?
Yeah.
Yeah, but someone needs to create a Danny DeVito chocolate bar.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I like it. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, fudge.
Fudge?
Mm-hmm.
Not food.
It is food.
Oh! Okay, what is it?
It's a slang term, and I only discovered it a few years ago. Like, fucking, I love it. I'm swearing a lot, sorry. It's like potato bread. Remember I was talking about potato bread when you were over? It's another term for potato bread.
Say it one more time.
Fudge.
Fudge?
Fadge.
Not vag, fadge.
No, but like I think it's the similarity to vag that is what creates the hilarity, you know. Okay.
All right.
What do you got for me?
Tuna eyeballs.
Yeah, true.
Yes. Can you guess where?
I'm gonna guess also somewhere in the Nordic region, so like Sweden or like Denmark or Finland or something like that.
Japan.
Oh, Japan. Okay.
Yeah.
They eat a lot of fish stuff, like fish heads and stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. They eat all the things.
Yeah, they do.
When we're done with this, then we're gonna talk about the grossest foods we've ever eaten.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Um.
Um.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Poppycock.
Food.
Nope.
It is here.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like it's not.
Oh
It's
shit!
kind
It's
of like
popcorn.
Cracker Jacks. Yeah.
It is. Oh shit.
They just
Okay.
don't
All
put the
right.
toy in there. So
Yeah.
I'll give you that because you guys don't have
It's
poppycock?
no. I know the stuff you mean. I've seen it over there because it's like popcorn and like nuts and stuff, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. I
Yeah.
forgot about that box.
Yeah.
So a poppycock is like a
It's like
uh,
nonsense.
nonsense. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. 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 Okay. What you got for me?
Um, Southern fried rattlesnake?
Oh, true for sure.
Uh-huh. Can you guess where?
Mississippi.
Close, Indiana.
Okay.
And it's like, again, whatever's in your region, you fry it and you eat it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Try
like
that shit out.
fried, like I've had fried alligator before, or fried alligator. I've had fried frog
Yeah, I have
legs.
too. In Florida, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like where they live basically. But
Yeah.
it's not something like I'm in the land of rattlesnakes right now, and it's actually rattlesnake season.
Okay.
So all the little baby rattlesnakes are being born, and it's kind of a big deal because I didn't know this. Like smaller baby rattlesnakes are more venomous.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So everyone's like on high alert, and like my neighbor called the fire department because one was in their driveway, and the like you assume that they're just going to come and be like okay and like bag them up and take them off and put them in a nice go to the little rattlesnake hotel,
Yeah.
but no, they show up with a firefighter's axe and they cut the head off.
Wow.
So
Intense, guys.
yeah, because apparently they're territorial and they'll try and like find their way back to where they want to be, which is your yard. So
Wow.
yeah.
Nice. Wow, that's
Uh-huh.
intense. Okay. Yellow Man.
Yellow Man.
Mm-hmm.
Food.
Yes. You bought some? That was my ultra trick. It was the one stuff that you bought whenever for the kids, the yellow stuff.
Okay, the honeycomb.
Uh-huh. It's a certain type of honeycomb we have in this country. It's called Yellow Man. Yeah.
So you were seeing if I was paying attention to my purchases.
Yeah.
Charlie loved it. So it's like meringue with honey, and then you, like, dip it in chocolate, and then put it in a package, and it's like so good.
So good.
But it's also in your ice cream.
It is. Yeah. Oh, it's such a good ice cream.
And like honey ice cream or like honeycomb ice cream is not a thing here at all.
I don't think there was much of it until basically that mods. I think did you try the mods one? I can't remember, but like it was they kind of pioneered it, and then like you don't really get it super commonly in other places, but there seems to be a lot of places do a version of it in Northern Ireland for whatever reason, which I'm not complaining about because it's awesome.
Right. Okay. Cobra Heart.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to know how? Sorry, these are so bad.
Is it like Korean, maybe,
it's
or something?
Vietnamese. It's a Vietnamese dish. They actually cut it open while it's still alive, and then they put the heart in a shot glass, and you shoot the...
Oh, wow, that's intense. Jeez Louise.
Yeah. So they slit the poor creature open right in front of you and place its still beating heart into a shot glass of its own blood. And it's supposed to be like, I think they're like, there's probably some macho-ness behind that.
Of course, 100%. Like killing some helpless animal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Did I ever tell you about the snake whiskey that I had in North Korea?
No, please tell me, and then I'll tell you my snake.
So like
whiskey.
It was essentially that exactly. I mean, that whole trip was kind of intense, but like
Is it Cobra?
That's a good question. I don't remember what sort of snake it was, but the full snake was in the bottle. And like basically, we were in this place, and there was like only like certain North Koreans were really allowed to interact with us, and they all had like party pins on, and they tend to be like better dressed than the other guys. But this guy came over at our table and brought over the bottle and was like pouring a snake whiskey. It was brutal. It was really strong, and it was just a weird flavor, as you might imagine.
So I think I might have been in Cabo San Lucas, and I
Mm-hmm.
had rattlesnake tequila,
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
where they actually put the rattlesnake in, and I think once it completely sinks to the bottom and is no longer like floating, this is horrible. But anyways, that's how you know like it's ready to drink. And there are like properties in this tequila. Like tequila is a natural antiviral anyway, so like it's really good for you, and everyone should be
Uh-huh.
drinking tequila all the time.
Interesting.
Um, but also like rattlesnake venom is helpful for arthritis. So like if you're shooting rattlesnake tequila, you're getting the antiviral properties, and also like it's good for arthritis. So I may have to find some and send it to you.
Okay. So that sounds good. So like
But
shit
it's
tequila.
weird. Like you're in there and they're like, "Do you want a shot of rattlesnake tequila?" And you're like, "Sure." And then they bring the bottle over and you're like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
And then they pour it for you there and like the dead thing is looking at you as you're drinking, you know. Anyways, it's really not uh
Become become a more vegetarian all the time.
every
Um
day. Every day.
every day. Okay. The next one is Gowl.
Girl,
Gowl.
girl,
Gowl. Gowl. Gowl.
girl, girl.
Gowl. You gowl. Gowl.
Not food?
Yes, it's not food. Nuts. I think I friggin' overplayed my hand there.
Part of me is I'm pulling it out of you.
It's true. I did say you gowl, which immediately gave away that it was not food.
So is it like you're an idiot?
Yes, kind of.
Okay.
It's kind of like if you're irritating, annoying, or you're just a freaking idiot. It's the same sort of thing. Like you freaking gowl you. That's a
Okay.
good one. I like it a lot. It's one I've only really I don't hear it loads, but it's one that always delights me whenever it comes up.
Okay. Um, Fafaru.
Say it again, please.
Fafaru.
Fafaru. No.
Yes,
Oh no. What is it?
it's a Tahitian dish.
Okay.
Uh, and basically they sorry, I've got a
It's alright. Give me a
it's
vamp. Vamp,
mildly
vamp, vamp.
sweet, tangy with a strong salt component. Uh, but it's how is it made? It's basically just like it's rotten fish.
Okay.
But they call it
Nice.
fafaru, and it's like yeah, it's definitely something that they eat.
I'm seeing a theme here. It's all like rotting fish thing.
I guess so.
Okay.
When you type in gross foods into Google, this is what comes up.
Yeah, I mean it's
But
mostly
Mike has eaten
fish.
Mike has eaten fafaru.
Oh really?
Like
I
you can buy it in the stores and like they sell it there.
yeah. I mean yeah. I don't know whether it's the stuff that like some of the really foul stuff is just a tough bridge for me to like cross because like it's, you know whenever I was in Vietnam and stuff and they had like candied insect skewers and things like
Yes.
that, there's just
Yes.
certain things that I'm just really struggle with, and I was eating meat then I would, you know, but it was like it just didn't appeal to me. There was these like earthworms or I can't remember exactly what they are. My South Korean friends will shout at me, but like they would basically boil these like grubs, and the smell of them was so foul, and it would just like permeate. Like if someone was like, it would normally be served in like a street stand, and like if somebody was cooking them, the smell would be like for blocks. It'd be like, this is awful, you know. Um. Okay. Uh. Kolkana.
Kokana. Food.
Yes, it is food.
It is kokana. It's
Kolkanan.
kokanan. It's a type of meat.
Mm-mm.
No. Okay, what?
You've also had it,
I had
but not.
curry and French fries. So
Congratulations, it's curry and French fries. No, it's it's champ, so it's also known as champ. So it's mashed potato with spring onions or scallions in it.
okay. When did I have that? At your mom's house?
At my mum's house, yeah.
What was interesting about that meal was like she cooked potatoes 3 different ways.
Yeah, I know. That's such a like Irish thing, or like having multiple bread options.
Right, right, right. It was sweet. I was, yeah, I was like, oh, okay, like potatoes this way, potatoes that way,
It's
and
true.
like 2 different types of gravy.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
The food was so good, though. She's a really good
Yeah,
cook.
she is.
Thanksgiving dinner Lay's potato chips.
Oh, definitely true. No.
Nope.
What?
I know.
How the hell have they not done Thanksgiving
I
Day?
don't know. I don't know.
Outrageous. Get your shit together, Lays.
Lay's, come on. And like like Oreos are doing all these like new flavors, like pumpkin flavor and like birthday cake, and it's kind of like I'm just waiting for cheeseburger Oreos, honestly. But yeah, Thanksgiving
Yeah.
dinner Lay's not.
I kind of forget that like in the US, generally speaking, don't do quite as much in the way of like flavored
No, you guys are
chips
crazy.
as we do.
You guys are like crazy about it.
Insane. It's
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, my next one, knocker.
Not food.
Not food. Yeah, correct.
Knocker. I'm guessing it's knocker. You knocker, like you silly person.
No, it's like a boob.
Right. Knockers.
Yeah.
Way to go, teenage Andy.
Thank you.
Poisson cru.
Say it again, please.
Poisson cru?
Yes, it's a food.
Yes.
What is it?
It's really good. We may actually make it for you.
Okay.
So it's a Tahitian dish, French Polynesian dish. So poisson is obviously French for fish. Cru, I have no idea. Someone can tell me. But it's basically like they cook. It's like cooking fish in lime juice.
Oh yeah, like a ceviche. Almost.
Ceviche. But they and then they add like coconut milk,
Ooh.
cucumber, tomato,
You've told
onions.
me about this.
It's
I think.
so
Yeah.
fucking good, and
That
you
does
can
sound
go
good.
and like buy it anywhere. You can get it on the ferry boat. Like,
Oh,
it's so good. It's so good, and you'll probably get diarrhea, but it's like we talk about this,
Worth
like
it.
worth it.
yeah.
It's worth
I would
it.
definitely try that.
Yeah,
That sounds
yeah.
rad. I like the idea of coconut milk with that. Sounds lovely.
Right.
Okay. Okay. The next one I have for you is box tea. Box tea. Boxty.
Food.
It is food.
Okay.
Yeah. Good work.
Thanks.
It's like another version of it's a potato pancake essentially.
Okay. Like yeah.
Like potato bread, like both fudge and box tea are fairly similar. And again, I will have Irish people screaming at me now right now. No, they're different. Here's how they're different.
Be nice to Andy.
Yeah, please.
He's just providing entertainment.
I'm very delicate.
Even though the man called us over, right?
Yeah, it is. We're out of the
We're out of the woods, okay.
so to speak. Right.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. You're gonna get this, but I am horrified. Beer yeast on bread.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Do you know what it's called?
No.
Vegemite.
Oh yes, of course. Mm-hmm. So we have Marmite here instead, and
Is that the same thing?
It kind of.
Okay.
I don't know. It's something that I've never tried, but like people, essentially there's a thing in the UK where people talk about something being Marmite, which means you either love it or you hate it. And
Interesting.
I've never tried Marmite just because it smells so foul, but like I have been curious. I must give it a go at some point just to see. But I think Vegemite's like the Australian equivalent of
Yes.
Marmite.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And it's in a song.
It's true. Okay, culty.
Oh, not food.
Ah, yes, you're
Because I
right.
feel
Good
like
lord.
I read about this in a book, or we talked about this at
Yeah,
the
we
might have
did.
been the slang episode. What's
Maybe we might have.
culture?
Culty is like a country person.
That's right. Yes,
Uh
it was
huh. Uh
slang.
huh.
See, I listen to the words that
Shit.
come out of your mouth
Oh, okay. Damn it.
85% of the time, at least.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you understand them, yeah. Okay.
um,
So we do one more each.
yes.
Okay.
Okay, birthday candle Pop Tarts.
Birthday candle pop tarts. No, it's not food.
You're right.
Birthday cake pop tarts, maybe.
I know.
Come on,
Yeah,
birthday cake pop tarts must be a thing.
I'm sure they are. If they're not, then
They are confetti
yeah.
cupcakes. Close enough.
Okay. Confetti cupcake.
Okay. The last one from me is gaff. Gaff.
Not food.
Fuck. Yeah, you're right.
Like making an error.
No. Well, that's
Or what a
true.
gaff. Or a
That
gaffer.
gaff is also used for like home, your place.
Oh, that makes no sense at all.
No, not even a little bit within the context of those other meanings, not even slightly. But yes, it's sometimes.
Like your
Uh, uh,
house. I'm
yeah,
gonna go back to the
come over,
gaff.
come over to my gaff. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I know.
Yeah, here like gaff or gaffer is like uh it's like a hook that goes into the fish and you pull it out of the water when you're fishing.
Oh yeah. Okay. Interesting. I don't think
Like
I've
for
ever
like
heard it.
halibut, or do you
Uh
guys have
huh. Uh huh.
halibut? Yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think. Or
Interesting.
a gaffer is also someone who works in the movies,
Yes.
and they're the
They're
ones that
lighting, I
like
think, aren't they, or
part of like yeah
electrics?
like lighting set,
Oh.
or like yeah basically.
I always like that there's a best boy in a movie. I know that it's an important job.
I know, right? Best
God,
boy.
I wish I was a best boy.
I'm sure they get paid the most, Andy.
They do because they're the best.
They're the
They should
best.
get paid the
I
most.
know, right?
Um. Okay. Okay. So do you want to like? Shall I vamp for a bit? Do you want to tool up the score? Because I think people are going to want to know.
I think that I stopped
I think
counting.
you won.
I think I did too, because
I think you did.
I did.
Shit. Right.
I am
Well.
surprised. I am surprised.
Well.
You
I
won.
guess the
You won the
podcast is
last
over.
quiz. I know that's it. And Andy's breaking up with the podcast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because he's such
I
a
have to
sore
walk away
loser.
in the show. Yeah.
Can I ask you what the grossest thing you've ever eaten is?
Probably. I have a few random questions here for you as well, which
Oh,
is
okay.
for funsies.
Okay.
But probably. So in Korea, they. I don't know if this is the grossest thing, but it's up there. They chopped up little kind of squid or octopus pieces, and they're still wriggling in the plate when you eat them. Like, A, it was gross because they're moving, and B, it was gross because it tasted disgusting. It tasted of nothing. It was just chewy nastiness, and it was. I think it's an experiential thing, I guess, but it was not an experience that I enjoyed really.
Like when you're traveling, do you try and make an effort to eat the local cuisine or like try things?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
It's more difficult now, because I'm not eating as much meat, but
Mhm.
I do because I have discovered things that I absolutely adore by doing that, and like I still love like bibimbap, which is something I'm like
Oh, I love.
hoping.
So good.
Oh,
So good.
love bibimbap. So yeah, I do. I think that is such a major part of travel for me, honestly.
Same. So, I was in Japan and we were at a sushi restaurant, and it's I don't know if it's like a nice thing to do for, tourists or whatever, but this little Japanese lady bought us sushi, and you know, language barrier, couldn't understand what it was.
Yeah.
Ate it. My friend like got up and ran in the bathroom and threw up,
Oh
and then
no.
come to find out, which right, you don't want to do that when some nice little Japanese lady is buying you gifted sushi, but it was a chopped fish stomach,
Oh, gross.
and it was like really quite a different consistency that I wasn't used to. But I ate it and I swallowed it,
Gross.
and then I washed it down with some some Kieran or
Yeah.
Asahi
Mm-hmm.
as fast as possible.
It's all that's also like occurred to me like so like oftentimes because you know the whole thing with like Korean cuisine is that you get side dishes for days, like it's your table.
Really?
Yeah, it's incredible. Like, and I mean, certainly that was my experience. So, like, your table is covered with like a variety of different things, like pickled vegetables, sometimes other kind of raw meats and stuff. But there's a few places that would give you like basically chopped intestines or like pieces of liver and things like that, and like or like the inside, I guess, of stomach lining or whatever, and like they would come out and you could see the wee like fibers on the inside of the stomach lining on one side of the pieces of the strips of meat. It was grim.
What is
I
that?
tried them.
Tripe?
Tripe, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or what's the word? Like something meats. What is it? Sweet meats or something like that is also a
Oh,
term for
yes.
intestines. Yeah.
Sweetbreads.
Sweetbreads. Thank you.
Which I ordered once at a nice restaurant in San Diego when Mike and I were first dating, and I was like, "Ooh, yum!
Ooh,
It'll be
sweetbread.
like cornbread."
Uh
And
huh.
Mike's like, "Sweetbreads," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be great." And like they came to the table and they were like fried and like but like jiggling, and I was like, "That's not cornbread." And Mike's like, "Don't you know what sweetbreads are?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, they're the innards of a chicken, and
I,
but it
what
was
a
like
name! Like
I know, but he's kind of the guy that like can't just leave something sitting on the table. So he proceeded to like eat and like gag his way through the whole plate.
that just reminded me of something else actually as well, which is something in Taiwan that we had occasionally, which was they would deep fry chicken cartilage and
Oh,
give you. And it was horrible. Like I
and you're like,
hated the texture.
nice and chewy.
Yeah, because you're thinking it's gonna be like just a chicken. I didn't really understand what it was. It was like it's chicken, some sort of deep fried chicken, cool. And then you start biting into it, and it's rubbery, plasticky stuff, and you're like, what? Why are you doing this? This is terrible. So yeah, interesting choices,
Yeah, but here we are living to tell the tale.
right? I'm loving it. Um, okay, I have a few random questions for you. It's just to see if you can kind of answer these. These are
Okay,
not point scorers. So, what
because I
are
already won.
Yeah, because you already won. Don't rub it in. All right, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start the teasing campaign is going to like. I'm gonna
Don't
ramp
you
it up.
dare.
I'm gonna ramp this shit up. Okay. So Beth, what are afters?
Afters. Afters are the things that it's dessert.
Yeah, that's dessert. Okay, nice. Okay. Uh, if I was having a jar, what would I be drinking?
A beer.
Oh yeah. Okay. Shit. 2 for 2.
I think
This
it's
is.
because I came to Ireland and now
I know.
I know everything. And now I'm going to get
Uh,
everything wrong that you say from here on out. But
no, I think you'll get this one for sure. What would I buy at the chipper?
you would get like chips and fish and
Yeah.
chips.
Yep.
I just
Nice.
said
All right.
chips and fish and
That's
chips.
fine.
Chips
I
and
mean,
fish.
like, you got the right components. Okay. Last one, which you might not know: are 15s a sweet or savory dish?
15s are sweet.
Yes, they are. 4 for 4. Good work.
Wow. What's a 15?
So it's like it's a very it's I think it's typically Northern Irish sweet treat that it requires no baking. It's essentially so I think the and I can't remember what the exact recipe was, but it was 15 cherries, 15 marshmallows,
Oh.
15 like biscuits, I guess, and all kind of you would mix them all together with some like condensed milk, put them in like desiccated coconut, kind of form a log, and then like chop different sort of pieces of them up.
What's the significance of 15?
I think because there was supposed to be 15 of each ingredient was my understanding.
Is it like religious? Maybe?
It could be. Again, my only understanding
It's
of
like
it
the
was.
seven fishes, right? From the bear.
I mean, like, it would not surprise me if. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I forgot about
Uh-huh,
that.
uh-huh.
I wouldn't surprise me if there was a religious aspect to it. I think it was a, like, this is what you have left over in your cupboard sort of
Gotcha.
recipe. The set of 15 buns, the recipe's name derives from the fact that a set of 15 buns is typically made with 15 digestive biscuits, 15 marshmallows, 15 glacé cherries, which are then combined with condensed milk and desiccated coconut.
It's interesting. Okay, so I, d- I'm gonna read to you what the American version of a food called ambrosia is.
Okay.
And ambrosia is the food of the gods
Uh
in
huh.
Greek myths, I believe. So, American ambrosia, heavy cream, sugar, sour cream, mini marshmallows,
Mm-hmm.
tiny like clementine oranges, pineapple, coconut, pecans, and cherries. Kind of
That's
sounds.
my.
It kind of
It
sounds like
does.
15.
I think like ours is more like a sort of like a fat bastard version of that because it's like it's like a solid like log
Yeah,
afterwards, but it
yeah,
still sounds yeah.
yeah.
I
And
was
I
gonna say
remember like my mom would make ambrosia, but it's kind of like America went through this whole like Jello mold
oh yeah
period,
uh-huh.
and it's like that sort of like you would put all that in a Jello mold also.
I remember like, seeing like some insane stuff like from the
Yeah.
70s and 80s. There's a great like
Yes.
Reddit where they post old recipes and like some of
Yes.
the jello balls have like tuna and stuff in them or
Yes.
fucking insane shit
Basically,
like
like
that.
anything that you had, you would just put it in a Jello mold and then put it out at a party.
It ain't
Like,
right.
jiggly food.
It ain't right.
And like, there's like entire cookbooks that are dedicated to like,
I
yeah,
don't like it.
or like microwave cooking when microwaves came out.
Everybody's so excited.
That is interesting.
I love it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, it's good to be a winner.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I hope you're happy with yourself.
I am.
You freaking nerd.
Apparently,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I'm learning from this podcast more and more about Ireland and Irish speak to the point where I
This
can
is
make guesses and be right over 50% of the time.
it's true. It's a terrible news for me,
I
obviously,
know.
but
You're devastated.
I am. Here we are, I guess. Here we are, I guess. So we'll just have to deal with it, I suppose. Okay. Do we have anything else? Do you have any other stuff you want to talk about? I think that was fun.
I think I liked it. I liked it. I
It
could
was good.
it's interesting, I guess, like it just how varied foods are,
Yeah.
and also like within Irish culture how it's so like I was guessing, but like I didn't know, I didn't know anything that you were saying really, and
Yeah.
like it's hard to guess between food and slang.
It's true.
And
Like
food is also slang, and so it's just like it's interesting.
also true, and like also things like poppycock and stuff like that have different meanings depending on where you are as
Right,
well, which is always
right,
interesting.
right.
I know.
I like it. I like it.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, I think it's time to start wrapping up. So to ask both of our favorite question, what's been bringing you joy?
So there's this show. I think it's on Netflix. It's
Uh
called
huh.
Larva, and it's like a kids show, but
Larva.
it's larva, and
Okay.
they don't talk at all, and it's red and yellow. It's these two
Oh,
larvae,
okay.
and it's like it's literally the funniest shit I've seen in so long. They're so gross. Like one of the episodes, they're they're these little like larva animated characters that are adorable, but they don't have like hands, so they use their tongues as ways to
Okay.
like get around and like slap each other or whatever. And like one of them like runs away and meets a turtle and like starts drinking like
Is it like?
turtle pee. The turtle pees in a
Wow.
bucket
Okay.
or whatever, and like then he's like hallucinating, and like then he realizes he's actually drinking turtle pee and like freaks out, runs away, and like is like hallucinating and seeing all these like fucked up things. They fart all the time, like things come out of their butt. It's disgusting, but like I haven't laughed that hard in a really long time.
Is it like? It's not for kids. It's not aimed at kids, is it?
It is
Is
for
it?
kids, and
Is it for kids?
I think it's like South Korean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this sounds interesting.
Yeah, so if you want to like just, have a beer or like whatever, if you need a laugh, just like go watch
That
Larva
sounds
for
interesting. Yeah.
yeah. And they have like their first season was literally just like 1 minute shorts, but there's
Okay.
like 150 of them, and
Nice.
they're
Okay.
they're
Wow. I love it.
yeah, they're funny. So that's been bringing me joy. And like Mike watches it, and like my favorite thing is when he laughs so hard that he like cries and he like stops breathing. And it's always like, it always has to do with like farts or like gas.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
so watching
Amazing.
a lot of Larva right now.
Okay, that sounds great.
What
I'm
about
just looking
what
at it now.
what about you?
So I'm gonna need to grab it here. So forgive me. I'm gonna step away just
Ooh,
briefly.
oh my goodness. He's got a box,
So
people. There's a
I've got a
box.
box. So
Show and
I
tell. I love it.
show and tell. So I was at friends barbecue at the weekend, and so there's something that we like. A few of the people at the barbecue have been helping me out with this project over many kind of years, and it's kind of come to fruition. So he like bought us a gift just to say kind of thanks for our help. And for a start, it was a nice, really lovely barbecue. It was great to see everybody. It's always kind of nice to catch up. Some folks I didn't really see too often, and it was just a nice kind of bunch of folks to see. There was dogs there,
Yay!
everything was right in the world. So he's going to be a lovely gift box. I really need to thank him personally for this, but there is a tennis ball. It says Sasha on it.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
I got a key ring. I got a card. I got a board game expansion. I got
You
planted a
a
tree.
tree?
In my name, right? And the last thing he got me, because he is a fan, and this is the best reaction to this, is he got me a framed picture of. So he got me a framed picture of Beth and myself outside of in Whitehead, I think, when you were over visiting.
Yes.
So that was lovely.
That was a golden retriever walk.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my
So,
god.
very touching. So that's why I always
That's
got.
like that's not like, oh, here I got you all the same thing. Those are like individualized gifts.
Really thoughtful. Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
I know.
Do I
It
know
really
this
was.
person?
I don't believe you met him when you were over. No, yeah, but he's a good dude. But I think he would agree with me. Like, I mean, I think he like both of us are kind of like socially awkward guys. So like, it took both of us a while to kind of get to know each other well. But like, he's a really good dude.
He's a keeper.
Yes, and I really appreciate that. And I need to like thank him properly because at the time I was just kind of like overwhelmed. I was like, oh man, thank you, that's awesome. But like, I need to like
Holy
send him a proper
moly.
message. Yeah, so
Yes.
very kind.
Are you gonna give Sasha the ball?
I'm debating. It's such a nice
it's like still
ball,
wrapped, yes.
and she's such a tennis ball wrecker. Like she just has no mercy on them. She just like crunches them in her mouth until she breaks them. So I don't know. It's pretty big. It's like a big tennis ball, so
Yeah.
it might survive a bit longer. But we'll see. If I do give it to her, I'm gonna take a video of it so she doesn't just destroy it immediately.
Yeah. That's
So, yeah.
really sweet.
So that's been
That's
bringing
really
me joy
sweet.
this week. It was. That's why, like, I was going to tell you about that ahead of time. I was like, it's better to just leave it for the podcast.
Yeah. I love it. We should do a
Yeah.
show and tell episode.
Oh,
I have
that's
some
a good
weird
idea
stuff.
as well.
I have some weird stuff.
I've shown Beth some weird stuff whenever she was over. I had told her about this photo album that was made for me.
It's like I feel like you should save it for that episode because it's literally one of the I almost thought about like taking it and running away with it
It's
and keeping
incredible.
it for my
like,
very own. Yeah.
It's like an artifact that like I have to keep because
Yeah.
like even though it was that an old girlfriend of mine made for me and it's something. It's something.
Do you ever wonder if she made that for other people too?
I'd say probably. Like I have a friend.
The
who is-
intensity, I think she's got to put that energy somewhere, and
Yeah.
it's just it turns into
like I've had friends who have made me photo albums as well, and and like from like so I think it like I don't know whether it's a typically Japanese thing or whatever, but like this is even a level above that. I think you've seen it, so you kind of know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll save that. We'll save it
Yes,
for our
save
show and
it,
tell
save it.
episode.
Yep.
Okay. So can you tell everybody where they can find us and things
Yes.
like that?
Yes. Find us at bendypodcast.com. Feel free to go to the review page. go to the website, find the review page, and leave
5
us
stars
between
only.
1 and 5 stars, and no explanation.
I did kind of quite like that. I also kind of like how they could have just left us a 1 star, but they left us 2 stars. So
2 stars, and yeah, it's just like because I have we have an email address, so if anyone ever wants to send us an email, with topic ideas or we can do an advice day or something. But the effort to do it. So it came in through the email, and I was like, someone left a comment, and I was like, "What's that?" And it was 2 stars, and I was like,
2 stars.
Yeah, right, all right. So yeah, check us out.
Yeah,
go to our website, find us.
Give us 5 stars, all right?
5 stars. Yeah, I mean, I could use a little ego boost.
Right? Yeah, exactly. We've earned it. Okay. All right, folks. So thanks for joining us, and as always, we would like to remind you to.
Oh shit! I fucked it up already.
I'm still going. Bendy. So at least I can take comfort in knowing that I won the Stay Bendy competition.
You did. That was the worst one I've ever done.
Yes.
Episode 38.
All right. Bye, everybody. We love you.
I love you. Bye.
All right.